And welcome to The Escape with Nick and Ann. My name is Nick.
And I am one of the hard traveling heroes, Oliver Queen.
And we're going to talk some...
I didn't hear anything during the intro.
Okay.
Did you?
Yes.
I didn't hear our theme song. I wonder if anyone can hear us.
Well, let's go off
We're
the show and then
with our interns.
check later. Yeah, it's the interns.
All right.
So we're going to talk some Flash. We're going to talk a little bit Guardians of the Galaxy. We're going to talk about lots of James Gunn, unfortunately, I guess. But not unfortunately, it's just how it works out. We're going to talk about future DC Studios, what they got coming down the pipeline. We're going to talk some toys, some Turtle news, and yeah, aren't that? So how are you, my one-handed friend?
I am doing well. My left paw has been operated on, and the block wore off of it, so I've got motion back, and I'm just healing. So grateful.
So just getting that carpal tunnel stuff fixed?
Yep.
All right, let's get into it. Adam, what do you want to go Guardians first or Flash first?
I mean, let's go with the Flash.
All right, so
let's talk about the elephant sitting in the room, because that's a wrap.
Yeah, the elephant in the room that came in under expectations last weekend of 55 million. They were hoping for 60, but then they were hoping for more because everybody was saying it was the best superhero film. We've been hearing that since it's been test screened, and no, it wasn't.
I mean, it was really good, but it wasn't. First of all, I know how this, like when people say, I know how the sausage is made. Well, because I'm a comic book fan, and I've been a fan. I don't know how much street cred that really is with like the regular audience, but the real nerds, the diehards, but the diehards will understand. Like, that wasn't Barry Allen in that movie at all. It wasn't Barry Allen through any of that. You know what I mean?
Barry Allen. That wasn't the Flashpoint paradox. That wasn't anything. That was barely comic book.
It was the Flashpoint paradox as Batman v Superman is to the Dark Knight Returns.
Which is sorta.
Yeah, but here's the thing is, I liked it. Don't get me wrong. I liked this movie. And I really loved being in the world with Michael Keaton's Batman. Every time I saw him on screen, not every time, but there was a few times when he was on screen as Batman and he was fighting, and we got to finally see. He's always fought off a gang of people, but they've always had to use camera tricks or make him move faster, with those two movies, because that suit was so unmalleable to move in.
Yeah,
it was nice seeing him kick some ass, but a couple times I don't know, man. That's Batman. I looked at the screen, I was like, there he is. When most of the time I'm saying that's not him, even when it's Michael Keaton. But the little kid in me enjoyed himself seeing Michael Keaton. And then when he died, spoiler alerts, there's going to be tons of spoilers on this, just so you guys know.
Yes. Wait, hold on. Wait. There.
Spoiler.
Okay.
I didn't hear shit.
Okay, well, it played, so.
Well, I hope so.
All right, we'll go on with your spoilers.
Took me right out of the show. I'm worried about the content. No, I'm just worried about my setup too. Like, cause I couldn't get through on the regular line either. Anyway, I just dated myself because I called it a line. But spoilers, and it, Batman, that Batman dies, and they talk about different, chromosomes interacting within the ripple effect from changing a time, going forward and backwards, and the Ben Affleck Batman doesn't quite have the same DNA in the end, or he's not quite in that same universe that he used to be in, which made me happy. They ended it with, you know what, man, they probably tried to, I don't know if it was Kevin Smith who said it or if it was John Campea, but it could make some sense. Like, they might have begged Christian Bale long enough, or begged either one of them, and they got Clooney. And
Well, and
You
so
would have thought probably it's harder to get Clooney than it would be to get Bale, actually.
I don't know. I don't know if Clooney's doing a whole lot of anything, at least acting wise, right now. But
Anytime Clooney talks about Batman, he goes, I ruined that.
Yeah.
That's what he says all the time. It's like, dude,
Which-
you didn't ruin it.
no, that thing was on the train to train to nowhere, fast. So in case anyone wants to know, yeah, at the very end, Barry meets what he thinks is his Bruce Wayne, which at the beginning was Ben Affleck. Now it's George Clooney, which is a nice little throwback to the Batman and Robin. But also there are some fun throwbacks in there for kind of like a deep cut as Nicolas Cage as Superman, which my wife was very excited about. But
I was too.
I mean that was a nice little because that was supposed to be Tim Burton's Superman, right? So
Yeah.
So that was.
I'm not saying I want that movie, but that was cool.
No, yeah, it was a nice little. Yeah, it was a nice little. Hey, just the whole, nerddom of people were like, oh, because that was in the '90s when everybody's like, oh, who's, everybody's doing their fan casting, and I guess people still do their fan casting, but it's just it seemed like it was like you had a wizard, doing like the fan casting of comic book characters and stuff, and everybody kind of went like Nicolas Cage, like what? I think that was kind of one of the big like what the WTFs, in kind of Superman lore, but I thought that was pretty fun. But so anyway,
So about the Clooney thing, though, the way I kind of took it, and art being subjective, film being subjective, and I'm glad you brought up the Nick Cage Superman. So you see the Nick Cage Superman, and then you get to the end of the, you see all these other Supermans. Really, you've seen the Adam West Batman, you've seen George Reeves, you've seen George Reeves and Christopher Reeve, Helen Slater for his Supergirls. You saw all that shit. Long story short, when you see Clooney, what that said to me was, okay, so you had this Superman movie in production, and they got the plug pulled on it as soon as Batman and Robin tanked.
Oh,
like that killed the franchise. Like, I still remember Kevin Smith telling a joke. You want to know how to kill the Batman? That's how you do it. You make that movie. Long story short, though, I saw Clooney. I was like, okay, this franchise is over now. That's what that is. That's the nice little punctuation mark on that. And this universe has to die, kind of a thing. Can't save it, Barry.
It's funny because it's funny. Everybody's like, "Oh, it tanked so hard." That movie made $42 million opening weekend in 1997, making it the third highest.
It didn't. Yeah, it was a good. It
was, and it only came in behind Men in Black and The Lost World Jurassic Park. So it just tell you how much Hollywood's changed, and I don't know what I don't know. I assuming that's not adjusted for inflation, so you could tack on a little bit more. But everybody's like, "Oh, it's terrible," and not defending the movie at all. It's ridiculous, but it's just
the thing was you and I were fans of it when we saw it.
I'm fans of lots of things, and then I sit down and watch it. I was like, "Yeah, it was." That's why.
Yeah, the luster.
Yeah, that's why I almost don't like doing reviews like right after because I know like I'm going to give it a way better score than it deserves, just based off of me like really just enjoying going to the movies and just my total premise of when I go into a movie, I go in at a 0. So if anything does it above a 0, I'm like, all right. And I've had that mentality since we were in high school because there's just once you come in with, oh, it's gonna be good, it's gonna be so good, and then if it doesn't meet your expectations, then you're disappointed. So I just ever since I've been in high school, we were in high school, like I just came in with 0 expectations, and whatever happens, happens, and then kind of leave it, let it stew a little bit before we give it, before you kind of put it, is it good or not so good or whatever you want to call it. So
yeah. So what did you think? Did you like it?
Okay, there are things I liked, but the thing that I hated before, before the movie even started was the thing I hated throughout the entire movie, which was Ezra Miller as Barry Allen. I just thought it was one. Ezra Miller is not a leading man. He shouldn't have been the lead in this movie. He never should have been the Flash. But just from the simple fact that he's clearly not a leading man, he can't, I don't want to like bash it too hard because I know like there are like psychological things, but I was like, acts like he isn't a man. Like he's still stuck in teenage. Like he's still stuck as a teenager where he doesn't.
Well, you can't
really know how to
call
talk.
him a man either way.
No, but it's just, it's just one of those like, but he's playing a man, so you have to be manly at some point. But like his voice is still squeaky. He's very agitated. I would call him basically autistic version of like Barry Allen, where it's just hey, doing the whole hand thing. I was like, dude, like
I would say he's more like, it's like he was trying to play. I don't know. He wasn't trying to play Barry Allen. I agree.
No, and even when he got to that timeline of him as Barry Allen, he was already like a jaded, like, oh, I'm the second fiddle to Superman and Batman. I'm like, you've been
that I didn't like.
Flash for like 5 minutes. Like you're already, you know what it was? It was the most like millennial take on Barry Allen that they could have done, because it's just, instead of like, holy crap, I'm actually a superhero and I just love being a superhero. Like, yeah, I'm a Flash, and yeah, I still have, my job as, as was basically it's a CSI, for Central City, and also trying to help my dad. But it was just such a like pouty, like, yeah, I'm not as good as Superman and Batman. I'm like, maybe because you cook babies in microwaves. Maybe that's why. I
don't know why that baby needed to be put in a microwave. I can't remember. There was a reason for it. They did it they showed it to you, but I can't remember. I was just like, what the hell?
Yeah, it was silly. It was I'm just like, oh God, this is how we're starting. Okay.
Talk about like a mayor running around kissing babies, though. You know what I mean? Like, what a thing to put in there if your fucking lead star is a child groomer, burglar, choking women out on the beach. I mean, if you're guys like that, it's like, hey, listen, we need this guy to save some kids. Okay, how about like, like when the bus goes over, maybe he can run. No. We need like littler kids. Oh, you mean like no, we need kids in incubators.
Right,
what?
Yeah. And can we just say that X-Men, is it First Class or the first time they did the Quicksilver scene, that's still the best speedster scene like that's ever been done.
Yes,
and
I agree.
Every time there's like a speedster scene that like you kind of get compared to, and I certain things I liked, but just overall, I'm just like, yeah, I was like, the Quicksilver speedster, scene was just way better.
The X-Men movies, when they did it wrong, man, they did it wrong. But when they did it right, man, they sure as hell did it right. They crushed it every time. DC kind of suffers from the same thing.
DC's been playing catch up the whole damn time. It's just like, you don't have to play catch up. You have different characters. Just stick to your characters instead of trying to play the catch up game to Marvel.
Well, all those guys are gone, so thank God. Yeah. We can have some hope now. I mean, we're getting a fresh slate.
Yeah, so the director, Andy Muschietti, I think he's already basically gotten.
He's got it. Gig? Yeah, Batman, Brave and Bold.
Yeah, and I think this was the, hey, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If you get this movie to the theater, and just if it's not a total pile of crap, then we'll keep you on.
He made a damn good movie, though. He did make a damn good. And you know what? I will say this, as far as making a movie goes, as it is how it flowed, how it looked, the aesthetic, all that kind of stuff. It had good pacing. You didn't feel like you were in there forever, and it didn't have any spots. It didn't get slow at parts. There's parts that were just like, this sucks, but you didn't get stuck in in a slump, so to speak, in that movie.
Yeah, I think I agree. I won't agree that it's good. There's just not enough for me to push it over the 51 where it's good enough. But I do agree. At least the pacing was done. Like I said, there's things I like. Just overall, it wasn't enough to save it. I think, like I said, that this was the hey man, let's just get this one to the finish line, and then we'll keep you on and we'll give you a Batman movie because this is one of those movies that's been worked on for God knows how many scripts, God knows how many directors. This thing's been supposed to be made like 6 years ago. It's just been in production hell for however long.
Yeah. This Batman Brave and Bold is going to be a lot more, flow. It'll flow a lot more conducively, with the new Superman movie, which is going to be. I think we should get an announcement of who's playing Superman by San Diego Comic-Con, don't you think?
I think that's probably what they're going to wait for. That's the only thing that makes sense. But then again, if you hear who's dropping out, like Marvel's dropped out, Sony's dropped out of San Diego Comic-Con's not. I know everybody kind of realizes, hey, the Comic-Cons aren't what they used to be, at least as far as like announcements and everything. But that was kind of like, if you had something, you still took it to Comic-Con. But so many companies, productions aren't even showing up to Comic-Con because they got nothing. But also, I mean, you got a writer strike going on. But
yeah, well, here's the good thing. Here's the good thing for James Gunn. That means he's got Comic-Con all to himself.
Well, that's it. It should be a hey, let's be honest, we got jack shit coming down the pipeline, even though we still have Blue Beetle, we still have Aquaman 2. But let's be honest, if The Flash didn't move the needle for you, then these other two movies aren't going to move the needle for you either. But let's give the fans something.
Yeah. I got a feeling they know that these movies aren't gonna. I like that move the needle. I want to know what the hell Jason Momoa was so happy about months ago. I think it was even before Christmas, like last fall. He had he must have just
cashed a check or something, because there's a few things I'm like, good on you, but you're in a lot of bad things.
You're in a lot of bad things.
Yeah, you're in a lot of things that aren't very good, Mr. Momoa, and you're just
very good movies.
Yeah, there's just not too many things where I was like, yeah, he was great, because even in like Aquaman, I was like, you're just Jason Momoa as Aquaman. You're not. He's just like The Rock. He's just one of those guys. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna be myself, and it's gonna be great. We're like, cool. You seem cool, but can you act?
Aquaman was a good movie.
Yeah, I don't know. It was all right. I've tried to watch it a few times. It was all right. Nothing crazy. Nothing. I'm not going to bash it, but it's fine. But I'm concerned. Like, and the only reason I say concerned, because I like the kid from Cobra Kai, like Blue Beetle. I'm just like, that thing. That just reeks from here, and that's still. I don't even know when it's coming out. But I was like, no one cares about that movie. Except for, I mean, they did announce at least they released the figures for McFarlane. I was like, the toys look fantastic. The movie, when you put stupid shit in a trailer, like Batman's a fascist, everybody just rolls their eyes and is like, why? Why putting that in a trailer? There's no reason. No one wants to see that crap in a trailer. Yeah, the audience is smart enough nowadays. We're like, that wasn't just a one-off statement. Someone was trying to make some type of point. Where I'm like,
yeah,
you're the Blue Beetle. No one knows who you are except for like pretty, dyed-in-the-wool comic book fans. So,
then you got the kids below us. Well, adults below us who grew up on that Young Justice that I never watched. I heard is wonderful, but. Jaime's in that, I think. Then they showed him in the where Damian Wayne Robin gets taken to be put on the Titans. And I think he almost killed him. I think Damian almost killed. Hey, did you see that one?
No.
he straps a couple bombs to the back of the Scarab while they're,
I mean,
Scarab
it
attacks
doesn't
him.
surprise me at all.
Puts like you would think that if it had been any other Robin, like lethal force wouldn't have been used, but like he had no problem. He was
Yeah,
just like,
Damien's
no, that
like-
thing's a weapon. I don't know.
I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, I'll do whatever I got to do. Yeah.
yeah, that thing ups the game. Sorry, pal.
Yeah.
And you're not even in control of it. Yeah, he
Well-
went right out of his way.
And that was kind of like, okay, getting back to the Flash. I love seeing Michael Keaton. I thought it was great. I thought pretty much all the scenes were great, but it was just like when it came down to like them fighting the Kryptonians, it was like, hey guys, like everybody realized like every single one of those Kryptonians is a Superman, right? Like Batman should not even be on the battlefield at this point. And plus, fighting aliens in the middle of the desert. I was like, why is Batman? And I was like, I'm happy to see him. Like you said, I was like, why is Batman fighting aliens in the desert when
But at least he died.
he did die eventually?
I mean,
well, I never,
yeah.
everybody died, but
everybody did. But he had a death scene. He had two.
Right.
He had two real decent death scenes. I like when he's like, I can't bring you back, can I? He's like, he already did, kid. I was like, Ezra Miller, that's all you get from me. You let me see this. That's all you get. That's all you get, Mr. Miller.
Well, all right. So I'll go another thing that I actually really, really liked in the movie, and that was Supergirl. I really liked.
Did you?
Tasha Kelly. I liked her because one, there's been like this trend of sort of like masculinizing women and kind of giving them like the stoic, them being trying to pull off stoicism, and that's usually not something a lot of women can pull off. You just look like you've got resting bitch face. But they actually let her be emotional and release, and they let her emote, and I thought she did a really good job. I did not mind her as Supergirl like at all.
Yeah, I didn't mind her as Supergirl either. I like how you call it the resting bitch face.
That's all
That's
that comes
hilarious.
off. Like every time, like you try, and guys kind of just have that kind of built in. They get away with it, but when it comes to women, it's like, no, you just kind of got RBF. So.
You
But
heard it
yeah,
here first, folks.
I'm a feminist. I care about women. But no, I really liked her portrayal, and honestly, it was kind of like, I think that was one of the bigger changes, because that's supposed to be still Kal-El, but
Yeah, but when she found out what happened to Kal-El, that was awesome.
yeah, no, I
The infant did not survive the process.
right.
Just
No, and
lost her
that's-
shit.
Yeah, I thought that was great. I was like, let's see him. Let's let the emotions fly, guys. Especially when you just found out like your cousin / the person you're supposed to be protecting.
Yeah.
You failed.
Superman is never existed. Yeah, and I don't know, man. I give the movie a good B. I was entertained. I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy the part where they're like, Flash, oh my god, I love you. Like, I don't need that. That's movie kid to me.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm not fun.
No, but they did kind of what we've been asking for a while with your Batman, your Superman. When you get the Flash, he's already been the Flash, but then like he starts talking, you're like, wait, you're bitching about being the Flash. Like,
Yeah, he would never. That would never be the case. And most
no, like
superheroes
that's why I
don't
said
bitch about being-
it's such a millennial take on it, where it's like, oh, like I have to be a superhero, but I'm a superhero, but I'm not as good as. It's like, dude, like, just be happy. Why aren't you happy you're a superhero? Like, you're a superhero. Everybody, and like I said, I think everybody, like I said, the fangirling or fanboying, scene was a little like, okay, but yeah, like people love you. Why are you bitching?
Right.
What else? So obviously Michael Keaton and just all the the callbacks in the Batcave and why did there have to be so much bat crap everywhere? Like seriously, like so much bat crap. on the Batwing and on the Batmobile.
Because there always is. There always was. He had bat shit all over the place. Everything had a
But
bat
on the
symbol on it.
Batmobile, on the Batwing,
It was on the tires.
I just noticed. I was like, that's a lot of guano.
No. The bat symbol's always been on the tires.
Oh
Of that
yeah, I
car.
know. But it's just like, man, there seemed like a lot of bat shit everywhere. No, I mean like
bat-
actual shit from bats.
No, you don't.
That's what I meant. That's what I saw.
Really?
Yes.
You saw poop?
Yes. Everything was covered in bat shit.
I didn't see that part. Okay.
Yeah, because I was like, yeah, I know, like, no, you haven't used this stuff in a while, but I was like, do we have to actually put like bat shit on stuff? So I don't know. I noticed that maybe
there's a resting, horrified face.
the resting sad face for bat poop, but yeah, it was one of those like maybe it's just being a bit too critical, or maybe I was just wrong, but I was just like, you have to actually put the bat shit for Batman everywhere.
I want to go see it again now so I can see the bat poop everywhere.
Yeah, comes off in big chunks.
They're like, no, I'm actually talking about bat shit. What?
I was like, what do you mean the bat? No, I was like, no, actual bat shit.
The tires have always had.
So
The
I would
toys
give
came with bat shit all over it.
it's like that's kind of his thing. Like there's the bat repellent, shark repellent.
It's like, fuck, better never watch 66 again. Shark repellent bat spray.
I would
Yeah,
give
well.
it probably in the C minus category. It's just the worst part was before and during the movie was Barry Allen. Ezra Miller was just, and the fact that he had to deal with two Barry Allens was hard enough.
It's even worse.
Oh, one of the, I will
There was
say,
no villain in the movie, really.
well, and that's
I mean, Zod was there.
Zod was there, but and then they kind of did like they snuck in Dark Flash, but also like how are you gonna kill Barry's mom without having a Reverse Flash there? And also getting to that point, I did like how they didn't do like the classic, kill Uncle Ben where he had to keep killing his mom, or how they kind of avoided that with the can of soup, which I kind of liked, but also it's kind of like it was just. There was a lot of things from what, and that's the thing. I was like, wouldn't you want to know who killed your mom, or we're just going to bypass? No, we're just concerned about the can of tomatoes. That's as deep as we're going with that.
You could step into that house if you could do the tomatoes that way and stand there and be like, I love you and this, it's so good to see you. And if you can do all of that in all that time, you can step into that house, grab the son of a bitch, and I don't know, do anything you want with him at that point. I mean,
well, and it's really a missed opportunity because you could have introduced the Reverse Flash into the DC universe.
yeah, but those guys didn't know what they were doing, so I'm glad they didn't do that.
Well, and
that regime is gone.
Yeah, because I noticed, and maybe I'm wrong, but obviously they pulled from Flashpoint. They even pulled a little bit from Red Sun, where they had Supergirl crash in Siberia or whatever. I'm like, okay, or maybe that's where they crashed in Flashpoint, but I didn't think so because they still ended up in Metropolis, right? But
it crashed in Metropolis in Flashpoint,
right? Yeah, so I was just they kind of went scattershot with a lot of stuff. We're like, we'll pull from here, and then they still made a meh movie. So,
well, they might have a real life Superman soon. There was stuff that happened in Vegas with the aliens crashing in the people's backyard.
There's a lot going on in the world. That's like, oh boy, it's it could get very interesting in a not great way.
It could get very interesting in a not great way. Yeah,
because I was on the news, or not the news. I was on Twitter last night. And I was like, is there a coup going on in Russia right now? Okay.
Is there?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're not sure because I'm just I was just trying to follow it on Twitter. I'm just like, okay, yeah, between aliens, governments trying to be overthrown. I was like, that's interesting. So, but anyway, so let's get to. I know it's a little bit old news, but we'll talk about it. It's the first time we talk about it. So, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Quick.
Wonderful movie.
I enjoyed it, but it was James Gunn like totally cranked up to 11 in every James Gunn character. Either you liked, his sense of humor. If you didn't, it's kind of one of those either you love James Gunn at this point, or if you don't like him, either way, like he was at 11, and it was either good or bad. I didn't mind.
Yeah.
I want to know what the budget was for the music in that movie, because they pulled so many damn movies, so many many songs where I'm like it seemed like every freaking 3 seconds there was another song being played. I'm like, oh boy.
And believe it or not, he comes in under budget. At least he says he does.
That's what he's saying. I don't think he gave a crap about this last one. He's just like, yeah, whatever. I'm moving on anyway. Whatever happens. Hope it does well, but I don't care about budgets.
It was the story of Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah,
that
Rocket
got
Raccoon
me.
And his friends, and I liked it, but also I hate when they do stuff like that because it kind of gets divisive. Where I was like, how do you not, how do you hate any part of that?
What do you mean?
So there's a song called "Christmas Shoes" that I despise because it's divisive, and I hate things that are divisive. Or it's like you can't hate the song because it's a kid trying to get shoes for his mom who's like, yeah, but you're just taking that emotion and just like wringing it like a lemon, trying to get all the juice out of it or whatever. It's like,
I hate that song, and I love Patton Oswalt's take on it. Have you ever seen it?
No, but it's just in general, like it felt divisive, and I don't like it, but kind of in the way where it's like it's kind of rubbing in your face, like, yeah, like testing on animals is bad. Like, yes, James, we all know testing on animals is bad. And Avatar 2, whale hunting is bad. Yes, James Cameron, we know whale hunting's terrible.
Well, I mean, just to defend the Guardians of the Galaxy, I mean, that was his background.
Right, but also like they went hard into that they went. It wasn't just like, oh, here's a callback to him and his friends. Like, no, that was a constant look at the terrible things that they're doing to the bunnies and the.
I got choked up when I saw him on the other side.
Yeah, of course. Like, how do you not? Like, if you're not, like I said, it's fine. And like I said, it's just nitpicky for me. But I don't like when they use emotional devices like that and they just kind of
to make you feel something.
Yeah, keep twisting and quick twisting. Well, it's like, okay,
Dome arigato, Nick the Roboto.
Oh, okay. Like, hey, let's have a movie where it's like puppies and we're kicking puppies all the time. Be like, yeah, we know the bad guy who kicks puppies. That's terrible.
101 Dalmatians.
Yeah. And then what Disney tried to do? They tried to make a movie with Cruella de Vil where it's like, no, she's not so bad. It's like,
that movie was awesome.
I didn't see it. I was like, I don't care about Cruella. We're not gonna.
I wouldn't stop. I loved it.
Okay, I was like, I'm not gonna watch Cruella de Vil where you're gonna try and make her like tolerable. It's like she literally tried to murder puppies.
You couldn't have kept me out of that theater with Emma Stone in that role.
Yeah.
I got, we were quite the. I'm not ashamed to say it, but I was there to comfort her after I fell through with Andrew Garfield. So,
well, there you go.
Yeah.
So, all right. That being said, Adam, we were talking. We saw the interview with James Gunn on Inside of You. I can't remember his name.
Michael Rosenbaum.
Yeah, Michael Rosenbaum. So, some people are trying to pull some stuff out of that. I'm just like, he really didn't give away too much as far as
he didn't.
DC.
He talked about wanting to do secret identities. He says there's not one secret identity in the MCU. He goes, everybody knew Tony Stark was Iron Man, but at the end of the movie, he made a good point about Steve Rogers. Everyone knows Steve Rogers is Captain America.
Yeah.
So he said he was looking forward to doing that duality of Clark Kent and Superman, and that gave me some hope. I don't think he's dumb enough to kill Superman with radiation poisoning.
No.
I hope he's not.
No, like I didn't realize that he was approached before to do a Superman movie, so that kind of surprised me a little bit. But overall, like I said, I didn't like the Flash movie, but I do like the director on it, and I do think he'll actually. I kind of like what he's done. I have to pull up and see what his resume here is.
I know he did the It movies.
Right, that's what he did. He did Mama. He did the It movies. Did Lock and Key. So I do like some of the stuff he's done, but it's yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I'm just not happy that James Gunn's going for the Tom King stuff. That scares the crap out of me.
I'll have to read that Supergirl, whatever it is, but that's his Tom King. He's rolling with Grant Morrison's.
I say Grant. It's like, but he's pulling a lot on Grant Morrison.
Yeah, he's pulling a lot out of Grant Morrison, which is Grant Morrison's divisive, man. For some people like me, do I love his stuff? No. Do I really like it? Yes. Have I read all of it? Not yet. But I will. But there is this shinier metropolitan, more looking Gotham under Grant Morrison. Maybe we'll get maybe we'll be back to doing, Wayne Manor and the Batcave again. That would be kind of cool. Because even in Matt Reeves' The Batman, we don't really get the real Batcave. And we never got the fulfillment in the Dark Knight trilogy. So that's something I think we could be hopeful about. But I don't know. What do you think about, borrowing from Grant Morrison?
I haven't read enough Grant Morrison, especially subject matter yet. That's kind of one of those things I'm going to try and consume here once I'm kind of free myself up some. Because I've been on such a turtle kick. I'm just like, I'm so deep down that rabbit hole right now. But it's on the to-do list, so I can't really speak on it. But it's, I said, Grant he's probably, I guess modern era considered one of the better comic book writers, at least consistently. So it's not
it's
not tough to pull off. But like I said, he's not everybody's cup of tea. So can he take not everybody's cup of tea and make it most people's cup of tea? So because that's what you have to do. You can't, as much as you're losing the normie audience, you still can't just rely on strictly the nerd audience to show up. Because you scared off everybody. Superhero movie has scared off every audience at this point, damn near. So you got to find a way to bring back the normies, but also bring the nerds in. So Grant Morrison's a good starting place, but will normies like or appreciate Grant Morrison? We'll see. So, but
I know for a fact I got to do some more research on this stuff, or is ignorance bliss?
Well, and that's a problem too, because not to say it would have improved Love and Thunder, but man, I borrowed the Love and or the God Butcher just before, and I read it, pounded through it. I'm just like, shouldn't have done that. That didn't help anything. That did not help the outcome of anything. So,
and Christian Bale was totally in a different movie than everyone else was.
Oh yeah,
because he was playing Gore. He was playing Gore. Yeah,
he was Gore.
He was playing his heart out.
You had to throw the freaking goats in there, which, mind you, I think goats are hilarious. But man, he just kept pressing that damn goat button joke the whole
Yeah.
time. I'm like, even me, I'm like, enough goats, enough goats. But
It's like, all right, now you're just being ignorant.
right. Oh, but that's kind of like that's kind of like an interesting question. Is like, hey, we know, these DC comics are going to be based off this. I know a lot of people immediately ran out and bought them, but I was like, is the ignorance bliss on that a little bit? Kind of. Because if he strays too far, you're going to piss off those guys. But if I don't know, it's such a double-edged sword where you can't stick to the source material 100%, and you got to change it up a little bit. But I don't know. But then again, like you said, you still haven't seen Batman, the comic book Batman yet on the screen.
No, you haven't. I mean, the
Can-
closest.
Can he do that?
Would you say, what would you have to do? Merge like Bale's concept of Bat, like the Bale concept? I guess I'm saying the Christopher Nolan concept with the Matt Reeves concept. Maybe that almost gives you the perfect Batman.
If we had to try and make probably the closest thing to a comic book, and I'm gonna catch shit for this, but I would say if you merged Affleck and Kilmer between I think one thing Joel Schumacher did, I think he used, especially in Batman Forever, was his interpretation of Gotham, not the super over the top, like tone that down a little bit. But with that, Ben Affleck, I just think Affleck killed just being Batman and Bruce Wayne, because that was always my critique.
Yeah, he did.
I was like, look, Keaton's a great Batman. He's just not a very good Bruce Wayne. It's that was always my biggest critique. And you could say even Christian Bale, did Bruce Wayne as well. But I think, I think Affleck pulled off just that more mature Batman. And I think the Christian Bale was just a little too young to be the Hermit. If they kind of aged him up way more, to play the Hermit, I thought he's just too young to play that.
That was bullshit,
man.
Okay, that's what makes that movie a B and not an A like the other two.
Right.
That's like I love The Dark Knight Rises, but it took time for me to love that movie. Yeah. It took a lot of it was like a learned love. I'll never forget the girl I was dating at the time, and I went to go see this movie, and we came out of the theater, and she's like, well, "You don't seem like you're." I'm like, "I'm not." And I talked to our buddy Chris, Toph. He goes, "You don't have the same reaction you did with like Avengers." I'm like, "Oh,
because
I don't think I liked it." I said that. I go, I don't think I liked it. What? Everybody was like, when I said that, I'm like, I didn't. That wasn't it at all. And
it's funny. It's almost like the reaction that we had because we went and saw with a couple normie friends of ours to see Love and Thunder, and I was talking to it was another couple. I was talking to a guy. I'm like, I was like, shouldn't have read the comics before. He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. He's like, not good. I was like, and then, it's like, I loved it. Ha ha ha. I was like, we're gonna go. I gotta go now because I don't want to ruin your experience and tell you everything that was wrong with that. So we're just gonna get going, and it's a pleasure, and we will see you guys next time.
Yeah, like when that's the difference of seeing, like, I don't know, going to Slaughtered at Sundown versus visiting Santa, So
yeah, just slightly. We watch, and you just realize we just watch movies just a little bit different. I watch movies just a little bit differently than
sure.
But even my wife and I we're pretty similar as far as like how we appreciate movies, but just like it just bugs the crap out of me. She can let stuff go, and I'm like, nope. I'm gonna hang on to that one for just a little bit. I'm gonna chew on it, and then I'm gonna spit it out.
Right.
So
that was
so
yeah, I liked Guardians of the Galaxy all around. Did Gamora ended up staying at the end, didn't she, or did her and Peter split?
No, they split.
Okay.
Yeah, that was They wrapped everything, and that was an art. They wrapped that up pretty nicely.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of got not exactly a a happy ending, but pretty close. There wasn't too much. What I thought everybody's weird. It's like they were trying to put Nebula and Peter together. I'm like, no, that's
I like how she's like, just stop it.
yeah. But I liked Guardian of the Galaxy. I thought it was a very good end of the trilogy where they did. You could definitely tell that James Gunn just wrapped everything up and said, "All right, now peace out, and
Yeah.
see you never again."
Yep.
And you'll never see these characters again. Not from. He's like, this is my vision, and I'm not leaving anything to work with.
So McFarlane Toys is dropping a Doomsday.
Oh yeah. Hold on.
They're also dropping a Fonzie Superman. Did you see that thing?
No. But I did. I did almost be like, dude, why the hell did it take so long to get that Doomsday?
Well, I guess it's been 85 years since the birth of Superman, but you really need to look at the Ultraman Superman 2-pack. Like, you need to look at it right now.
All right, hold on. Ultraman.
If you haven't seen it.
Ultraman,
Yeah.
you said?
Ultraman and Superman 2-pack.
Is that
I'm gonna go
McFarlane
look
or
at
no?
it. Yeah.
Should be on his Instagram.
Yep.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Now look at that frickin' head sculpt.
Real quick. All right, I like that. Yeah, okay, I like that way better than the Superman. I don't care for their Superman head sculpt on the nice one anyway, but it looks all right. So the Ultraman looks kind of dumb from the side view, but then you see head on. I like it better.
Okay, so are you getting a good view? Because I'm on the Instagram page too, but I don't know if you're seeing. Yeah, you didn't get a good. You didn't get a good view of that head sculpt.
Which one?
You're gonna have the Happy Superman head sculpt. You only got the side profile, right?
Yeah.
Yep. You got to see the front profile. It's Frank Stallone. Or Sylvester. Or yeah, it's Frank Stallone, dude, or something. Go to the toy store actual website.
Come on.
You'll see what I'm talking about.
This one?
I'll share my screen if you want.
Yeah, share your screen because I'm having a hard time finding what we're going to talk
about. All right, then here we go. Okay. Can you see my screen? Hey, I'm Uncle Tony and dressed up like Superman for my kid's birthday party.
And they give him like a little bit of a neck. Like, come on, bro. Like that looks. I don't. Yeah, no, that's a hard pass,
dude.
Why is it so hard to get Superman right?
I don't know. I
mean, I like the all right, I do like the 2-pack here.
The stuff that comes with it is great.
I do like because that's what I was like, man. I kind of, if I were to ever buy just a Superman, like it'd have to be a Doomsday because they had what was the other one that they got out? That's
Devastator.
Not Devastator.
Yeah,
but why they got it? Why they give him a hair tie? Why does he have a scrunchie in? That looks better. I like that head sculpt better. But God, I know he's muscular, but he's got a neck. but I'm not biggest fan. I don't know why he's got like the ponytail.
Hmm.
I don't know why. Like the figure's great, but I was like, man, that's that ponytail. Am I?
I'm good with the ponytail. I mean, I guess I see how it's a little distracting, but
And then they got
That-
these other repaints, but
I'm definitely in for that 2-pack because I need the Doomsday.
yeah,
Um,
that's how they get you. That everybody they're gonna have a Doomsday. So, they all right. So we were talking about earlier. Let's look at these Blue Beetle toys. They
They
look
look
great.
great.
I can't say anything else about the movie. Oh, that's a 12-inch too. That'd be pretty sweet 12-inch. That pose, that's pretty cool. I do like that, but yeah, I
Watch
can't.
that be the movie that everybody loves.
It wouldn't surprise me because nothing makes sense. So, and then the Flash toys.
Oh,
Meh.
wait, are they doing? I think they're announcing that they're doing a '89 inspired Batman and Batmobile.
Yes, I did see that. That they are gonna. I did see that they are supposed to. Hey, and I think they put out a post like, "Hey, we're listening. We're gonna give you guys what you've been asking for."
I want to meet the guy who okayed.
89 Batman and Batmobile.
Yeah.
But did I mention? I know it's been a while, but it's so genius just to do these repaints and call them Jokerized things.
Oh God, yeah.
I was
Printing
like,
money.
yeah, I was like, okay, let's just do the Batman that we got sitting around and repaint him as the Joker and put him out as Jokerized, and all the fanboys would go crazy over him. Damn genius time. Yeah, I was like, did you get the Dark Knight trilogy figures?
No. I bowed out of movie figures except for my horror guys.
Yeah, because I love like the accessory, like the big pile of money, but I can't remember if that was with the
That came
the
with the
original one.
Joker.
They were okay, did it? Okay.
Yeah.
But even like they got this one, like they're doing blacklight stuff and it's an entertainment.
And they
version.
come with black lights.
Yeah. Oh, do they come with blacklights?
Yeah.
Oh, they do. Oh,
black
yeah,
light.
right there. Yeah, detailed base with 2 battery-powered blacklights. Well, you know what? Then that's kind of cool then, because that's always the biggest pain in the ass of these things is, can you really showcase them? Because, I mean, unless you get like a big black light, then, but if they actually come with a black light, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Otherwise, you just got a weird looking figure.
Yeah, he's got it's like he's from the 90s. But, yeah, I haven't been too much into the McFarlane stuff. I just haven't been able to find stuff in the wild that I've wanted to. So, but I did find some stuff in the wild that I was able to get.
Let's see it. Oh yeah! Oh, look at the other head sculpt. Sweet.
Yeah,
That's
the
awesome.
battled damage shredder from the original comic book. There, the Shredder battle damage.
Cool time to be alive.
Really, and it's really a cool time to be a Turtle fan like myself. So, but
Shit, it's cool
this
time
one,
to be a
like,
Turtle fan, Transformers fan,
Yeah.
He-Man fan, G.I. Joe's killing it.
Did you go see Beast Wars in the theater?
No, I
Okay.
didn't. Did
I
you?
thought about no, but I did hear that they're trying to do like a Hasbro verse where they had I forget who, but they had some of the G.I. Joe show up at the end of the Beast Wars. They did a after credit scene, and I guess they're trying to actually pull all that stuff together. So I was like, that's interesting to do like a G.I. Joe
As we stand.
Transformers, whoever else universe.
You and I are like the the elders of in the comic book universes, like going. They did not learn from their mistakes.
You're like, I know you have all the licenses, but it's kind of like but should we do this? But also, like, what else are they going to do? Because the movie's not performing terribly well. I don't know how
I
many
don't
people
know.
are
Fucking make a
clamoring for
good
a new.
movie.
Well, that's the other thing.
Why has
No.
everything got to be corny and shitty? What did we do? All of a sudden, like, just crash land in the middle of 1996? Where, like, everything all just
Where
jumped
George,
the shark?
where everything turned into like Batman and Robin.
Everything was like
Who,
that at the
well,
time.
it's who's hot. That's going to be the new Batman. Who's hot? That's going to be Superman. Like, no. How
Yeah.
about you get someone who is good for the role, not just who's the hot name?
And I don't know if you guys know this, but asteroids and tornadoes, big problem in the 90s when it came to movies.
Asteroids. What else? Well, 2012 they came in 2012, but it was like, yeah, there was just a lot of like.
There's what was the one with Ben Affleck and Bruce Willis? I keep wanting to say Armageddon. I was say it wasn't Apocalypse. Armageddon. Then I think there was one called what was Deep Impact with Morgan Freeman, Roos, the president.
Was the other asteroid movie.
We saw that at the theater. I saw that with you, I think.
Yep.
And then don't forget about Twister.
Which they're supposed to be coming out with a sequel to that. How you do without Bill Paxton? I don't know. No one wants to see a Helen Hunt led Twister 2. And you don't have Philip Seymour Hoffman.
He's not really a feminist. I don't believe him, folks.
Well, what's the last thing she's been in?
That movie Frogger or whatever. Leapfrog, I think it's called.
I haven't seen it.
And it's about so so you're where is your wife home too?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe there's some people living in one of your other bedrooms, and they've staked out your house and your family, and now they're squatting, but they're squatting with you living there. Oh. And so there was somebody made a psychological thriller about it, like a B movie. I saw it a while back, and Helen Hunt's in it. But yeah, I think who else? I think Quicksilver's in it, the real Quicksilver, not the kick-ass Quicksilver. You didn't see that coming?
So, I do have some more toys.
Not sure I want to get into this with you.
Yeah, you do.
I'm kidding. What is it? Oh, the Lawson 4-pack. Let's. Nice.
It's so big. That's what she said. So, very good box art.
Dude.
I've wanted these.
Hell yeah, dude.
Basically, since I've started collecting turtle stuff, they're fantastic. And I just love the apps, the red bandana. Interesting choice.
It's kind of cool when you fall for something like that.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I don't know.
Interesting choices. What?
Just some of the accessories. Like I just noticed, like the nunchucks don't have links; they're just ropes. For Mikey's nunchucks, there's only one head, which is slight departure from some of the recent turtle stuff. They usually have multiple heads, multiple hands, but as a 4-pack, there's like you get a couple, but not separate heads. A couple different hand sculpts. There is like a show the head, the hood thing.
Okay.
I don't know if that's wrong.
I like that. Hey, let's see.
Yeah,
Let's get a good look at that. Let's get a good look at all the head sculpts. Put the whole family picture up again. The next one, right there. Yeah.
I mean, they're all great.
Okay, so they all got different grimaces and different.
Yeah, and I think I saw one person. They're like, "Well, how do you know which one's which?" I guess if you pop the head off, it's got the initial of who it's actually supposed to be. You can't tell, but so you get basically an extra set of hands, the hood, all the weapons, and then extra bandana things put on the back. So this is based off the Jim Lawson, when Jim Lawson took over for doing the art for the Turtles. I think that was '86, so that was a couple years after. Yeah, it's fantastic. I can't wait to get those out and display them. I don't know when because I don't have the shelf real estate right now because I got to put up more shelves to do it. But very excited for that. But also with Battle Damage Shredder, because there's also they got another. They've been cranking out so much Turtle stuff. They got the Casey Jones. They have the Shredder clones, and also they have more Foot Clan. Oh, no, that's not true. They got They got the head
Splinter, Triceratops,
Splinter, yeah, the Triceratron,
Casey Jones,
yeah, Casey
Foot
Jones.
Clan, Foot Soldier.
So if you're getting into the turtle market, you might want to, check in some of your 401k, kid savings. I don't know, college
Sell a
fund.
kidney.
Yeah. So if you got kidneys to sell, but it's a good time to be. It's a good time to be a turtle fan. But holy Jesus, it's expensive because then they just released. Let's see here, because NECA just released. Speaking of Comic-Con coming up, they had the Turtles from. So if you're into the movie Turtles, they just released a movie Turtles.
I saw
from
this.
3, from Ninja Turtles 3, which they look fantastic with all the samurai garb.
Well, did you see Kino?
Yep, I was saying I was going to get to that. So Kino, also, because that was on the Turtle forums. That's the big one that guys have been going for or going crazy over. Where's he at? Why is it not going to show me? But anyway, Kino is one of the. That's kind of like a deep dive for not a deep dive, but that's a really cool pull.
What's
especially
that? Oh, Kino?
With the whole scooter and the pizzas delivering and everything.
I would love to collect the whole movie line. But right now I'm frozen with just having the 4 turtles because I have to prioritize you know what I mean? I have to.
Oh yeah. That's why I can't do movie line. I'm only doing Mirage comic line and cartoon.
Exactly.
That's and that this is all date. Oh, and that's the other thing. So the packaging looks like the VHS box.
I'm posting our show.
Okay. So this is Kino. Kino's got his the 80s Spree scooter, which I think everybody in the 80s wanted one at some point because they thought they were cool. And you got Kino with his delivery bag and all that. Just NECA's freaking killing it with this stuff.
I just want to have a pizza delivery guy now.
Right. I think all that sold out like damn near instantly. And even I've seen on some posts where some of the guys who did get their pre-order in are getting the cancellation letters of, hey, sorry, we oversold. It's like, sons of bitches.
Oh, really? So they can't get their Kino.
Ooh. Can't get the Kino or the TMT 3 4-pack.
Turtles in Time. I'm sorry you can't get your Turtles in Time. Okay, you fucking nerds. Movie wasn't even any good.
Well, that's the other thing. Everybody's like, it's like a little bit of not quite revisionist history, but it's one of those, hey, like this movie was probably better than we liked it. I was like, It's not.
Yeah.
Especially because I was getting my tattoo, and for my tattoo, the guy put in like all 3 movies because that's how long the session was. And we got to the 3rd one, and we were like, "Nope, it's just not as good."
Yeah.
From the quality of the puppets for the turtles, it's just
I
just
never
not
even
as
saw it.
it's just not as good.
You know, they did make them. NECA did make the Rockstar Turtles.
Oh yeah,
But
I say a lot
they
of
were
people have those.
they aren't they San Diego Comic Con exclusive though, or something like that?
Well, yeah,
I mean,
that's
they're a pretty penny on the aftermarket. I wish they'd re-release those. If they did, I'd buy those for sure.
yeah, because
I'd have them up there with Kiss.
like I've got a set of like the knockoff NECA 4-pack ones because they had the 4-pack with just the red bandanas. I think they had a black and white 4-pack. I think that was the Comic Con one.
But not the Rockstar ones.
No, not the Rockstar, but I'm just talking about the
Yeah.
San Diego Comic Con releases that they've had in the past. And yeah, I think those ones are like easily around $1,000 for the black and white ones. And then I don't know about the concert ones, but just damn near anything that's a Comic Con exclusive. It's gonna be, first of all, like the scalpers. As long as you can avoid the FOMO of it, right? Of you can like, hey, if you can wait a little bit, wait for the prices to come down, because you know how the scalpers are. They'll go buy it and they'll triple the price online, and then as soon as they realize people aren't buying it, then they'll let it go. But
Yeah. I just I went to that concert, so I would love to have those figures.
Sure.
So what else do we got?
There is another turtle related thing that went up for pre-order last night. This is the black and white
Ooh.
Usagi
Doomsday.
in space. Right. Right. So this is the Usagi Yojimbo in space black and white edition. And this is it went up last night for pre-order, and you could have the original artist sign and do a sketch on the packaging. But I think the figure itself was like $80, and then with the signature is 120, and then with the signature and sketch, I think it was like 250. And that's probably pretty close to selling out. But I know just the regular, because this is part of the Toon line, I believe, and I think this is supposed to come out in color later. So, but yeah, this is just kind of one of those fun little. Because I've got the other black and white you said.
No shit. I didn't know you had the other. Oh yeah, I remember you have it now. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
And I think you haven't opened that yet?
Dude, I've been so behind.
You slack on those toys. But that's okay.
Yeah, that's because I still got my Krang that I picked up from Sergeant Reds. My Usagi. My other Usagi. My Splinter and Baxter Stockman. My Rat King and Vern. All still in the package. So
Well,
makes me sad.
You're gonna have to bust out a corner and build a diorama.
That's That's the other thing. Yeah.
When is your turtle wagon coming?
Dude, it got kicked to the fourth quarter. It was supposed to be It was supposed to be third quarter, and then they did that update video. Where it's like, or was it second? Or it was supposed to be out like early summer, like by now. And then they came back and they're like, no, it's not, because everybody complained about the hump at the top, and then because I was like, whatever, just give me the turtle van. But then they went back and changed the hump because they listened to fans, so appreciate that. But then it's like, it's slowly like getting pushed farther and farther down the road. So I don't even. But I know it was one of the updates probably a few weeks ago that said no, it went from third quarter to the fourth quarter. So still hoping for summer, but it's gonna be like late summer at best.
I see.
Probably before fall. Probably fall. Hopefully not into holiday season.
Yes, hopefully not. Because we want to see it. And you might not even be around in Michigan by then. You might be out
and roll around
Seattle or something.
So one of the other things that I'm getting into what we're reading here, and I got the first 7 issues. This is volume 1 of IDW's Ninja Turtle collection.
Nice.
This is excellent. You know, people want to rag on IDW for. I'm sure there's numerous things you can make fun of IDW for. Probably that they're going out of business, probably not too long. But what they're doing with the Turtle line, I think, is actually pretty fantastic. Between their collections like this, they also have the best of collections, which is kind of one of the ways that I actually wanted to read more Turtle stuff, is because they have a best of all the Turtles, best of Casey Jones, best of Krang, best of Shredder, and they're just actually really interesting. There's so many different stories to pull on, but Adam, I didn't realize how quick and how kind of ridiculously huge the Ninja Turtle world gets. So in issue 1, obviously you get introduced to all the Turtles, Splinter, Shredder. Issue 2, you get introduced to Baxter Stockman in April. And now there's the big debate, was April black or no, she wasn't. She was not black. She was white. And it's pretty obvious because you say, here's Baxter Stockman. Like, hey, there's Baxter Stockman. He's clearly black. Here's April.
Oh, yeah.
She's clearly white. There's not much debate. So, and then you get issue 3, you get Casey Jones. And then after issue 3, then you get the Triceratrons, you get the Utrums, you get all those guys, where it's just like the Triceratrons, where I was like, when did those get introduced? Like issue 3 and 4. Like, it's so fast and ridiculous how big they're like. No, we're going big. We're going into space, boys. I'm like, and then you get, I think I'm on issue 6 still, but you still get, Fugitoid and all those guys were.
Fugitoid?
Yeah. Like, all those things are introduced, like, super early. And that's Dr. Is it Honeywell?
Man, I'm not even sure. Excuse me.
Yeah, so you get.
Rad.
But actually, my favorite part of these are actually in between the issues, where you have actual notes from Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird talking about kind of it's like a behind the scenes production of, hey, we actually kind of disagreed on this panel and we wanted to do this, but I wanted to do this.
Huh.
Just interesting, like, like back in the day, I used to watch all those special features discs from DVDs, and that's one of the things I actually miss about modern movies, is they don't really have those so much anymore. But it's kind of in that vein where, just behind the scenes stuff that, hey, I wanted to do, a two-page scene here. Peter said, I don't think so, and then we did it anyway. That type of stuff.
Right.
But one of the interesting things, they actually talk about how they worked, and they actually drew like almost at the same time, except they'd pass pages back and forth. So one guy would draw one scene, one other would draw another scene. It wasn't one. Kevin wasn't an artist or Peter was an artist, and it was really interesting. So, yeah. So I definitely give that a recommendation.
Nice. I don't have anything to recommend this week. like I said earlier, I read some bad comics. Nothing to write home about, literally. I might check out the issue 2 and all that stuff in the morning, but I am reading the latest run of Green Arrow. I guess he's on another planet. I don't know. I guess. I really don't remember, but it wasn't bad. It was okay. I read the first one last month, so I'm going to read the second one probably tomorrow.
Yeah, because I think I picked up. I'm starting to read off the recommendation from Thinking Critical, the new run of Green Lantern. I think it's that Jeremy Adams. He switched over from doing the Flash. Now they started a run with Green Lantern that I'm enjoying so far. But picking up issue 140 of Ninja Turtles because that's what they just wrapped up their big storyline, the Armageddon game. But also, the artists that I met at Comic-Con, Gavin Smith, he just started doing pencils on issues 140.
Cool.
It was pretty fun to talk to him and just kind of get a little bit of insight, just, kind of where the story's going. No spoilers or anything, but it was just pretty cool to say, hey, congratulate an artist that because we went and saw him the year before, and I was like, hey, he's doing turtle stuff, so I want to go talk to him now and get some stuff. So I got a bunch of prints, and he was like, oh, yeah, taking over at 140. So check that out. And yeah, so far, so good. But yeah, it's just it's a good point to pick up for turtle stuff because Armageddon game, that was a little confusing, to say the least. So this gets back to kind of street level turtles fighting crime. So
Turtles fighting crime is what I like, bitch.
I did pick this up just for grins, and this was the Ninja Turtles versus Street Fighter, and that was actually fun. You had
it was fun.
Yeah, it was
not
fun.
For Street Fighter. Not for Street Fighter. Street Fighter got the fuck beat out of him. Okay,
no,
her.
Chun-Li beat up Mikey because he's like, hey girl, and then she beat him up. He did the all, oh hey, how's it going? And then she kicked his ass. So
And she beat up Michelangelo.
Yeah.
This podcast is over. I'm just kidding.
Party's over. That's it. Party's over.
Nah, I just wanted to be biased for a minute.
Sure.
No way. No, fucking video game characters ain't gonna beat the turtles.
He was trying to mac on her, and she wasn't having it.
Oh, yeah. Well,
pretty understandable.
Yep. Chick beat up the last Ronin, I'm sure.
That's right.
No, I'm sure it was fun comic. I'm totally goofing around, dude. Totally goofing around.
So, yeah, there's nothing coming out in the theater that I'm super excited about. I'm excited to see Oppenheimer, but like moderately excited. I am excited to see Extraction 2 on Netflix. And that's about it. There's not. Oh, they have Asteroid City. Isn't Asteroid City? That's the Wes Anderson movie. Wasn't that a comic or is that Asteroid City?
I think it is a comic. I'm not sure. I didn't know this, but I guess it is. You said something a second ago, but I guess the thought passed. Sorry, buddy. I forgot what I was going to add to it about what's in the theater. Oh, Oppenheimer. I heard people were disturbed, like they had just saw a horror movie after seeing Oppenheimer with test audiences. So I'm very interested in seeing Oppenheimer.
Yeah. So
I'm actually, you know what? I'm gonna go see Oppenheimer.
I want to see it. It's just not like super critical, but
yeah.
Just for the summer, there's just not a ton that I'm really interested in seeing. For like, if I kind of want to see Transformers, but I also heard that was terrible. I don't care about Fest X. Saw Boogeyman.
No. I
do want to see. Oh, I do want to see Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, but I can kind of wait on that one.
Boogeyman sucked.
It was all right. I'm not going to be too critical. Like, it was okay. I think that was one of those, like, because my wife is a big Stephen King fan, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go see this." I was like, And she's like, I'm sorry. I was like, fine.
I'm sorry.
It's just one of those, like, it didn't push it. I'd seen it done before and I'd seen it done better. Like the Babadook and I think Z kind of did
Mhm.
did those Thauer. I was like, it was fine. It just didn't do anything special.
Well, I think we've hit that
It's about
hit
that
that
time.
window. Yeah, I think we're watching Renfield tonight. So
Ah, nice. That one's pretty fun. So
yeah,
Nicolas Cage being the most Nicolas Cagey he can be.
you saw it, right? You liked it.
Yeah, it's fine. Nothing. I said, just let Nicolas Cage go crazy on set. Perfect. Let him be, the
Yeah,
most ridiculous version of Dracula you can think of. Perfect.
very good, very good. Then I can't wait.
So, alrighty, Adam. So, if you want to see what we're talking about on the show, go check us out on Facebook and Instagram. If you have not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do so. It helps us out a lot because Adam wants to stop doing his job and just wants to do YouTube permanently. So, if you want to check us out, check us out on your podcast platforms. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audible, and Google Podcasts. So, any
Damn,
final words
when
for
you said
people?
yeah, when you said I'm Nick, whatever, I should have said and I'm Hellboy.
With my mighty fist of
Did it because of the
Yeah.
because of the stump? Yeah, damn. Well, I'm Hellboy, everybody.
missed opportunity. So, next time.
Yeah,
All right, guys.
it'll be different
Thanks
next
so
time.
much. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night, Planet Houston.
Good night, America.